Good afternoon, kindergarten. Mrs. Alexander here, and I'm going to be teaching your science for today. Today in science, we are learning to explore the sun and its energy. Your success criteria is I can identify when the sun is at its hottest. First, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a short video about the sun.
It's really hot and sunny today. I'm putting on sunscreen so I don't get sunburned. You want some, Moby? Are you sure it's really sunny? What is the sun? The sun is a star. A star is a body of hot gases that makes its own light and heat. The sun is at the center of our solar system, and all the planets orbit around it. The sun is the closest star to the Earth, but it's still about 93 million miles away. The sun is a lot bigger than the Earth. You can fit over 100 Earths across the middle. The sun is the largest body in our solar system, but the sun is just a medium-sized star. There are lots of stars that are even bigger. They just look small because they are farther away. Good question, Moby. What is the sun made of? The sun is made of burning hot gases. It's made mostly of hydrogen and helium gases. Right, Moby. Those balloons are filled with helium gas. Inside the sun, the gases go through changes, which give off a lot of energy. The outer part of the sun is about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's over 5,000 degrees Celsius. But the core, or center of the sun, is a lot hotter. It's about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, or about 15 million degrees Celsius. Our oven at home only goes up to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Why is the sun important to the Earth? The sun always rises in the east and sets in the west. It gives our planet light and heat. Without the sun, Earth would be pretty dark and cold. I don't think we'd be able to survive. Almost everything on Earth depends on the sun's energy in some way. Many food chains begin with the sun. Plants use the sun's light to grow. Animals eat plants, and other animals eat those animals. The sun also helps power the water cycle. The sun warms water, and then it evaporates into the air. Water droplets come together in the air to form clouds. Water can fall out of the clouds and return to our oceans, lakes, and other bodies of water. Then the sun warms up the water, and the cycle starts again. The sun plays a big part in weather changes. Earth is tilted at an angle. The sun hits different parts of the Earth in different ways as it orbits the sun. That's why places go through different seasons at different times of the year. Right, Moby. The sun is very important to our planet. It gives off a lot of light and heat, which are forms of energy. In fact, people can take the sun's light and turn it into electricity. That's called solar power. How do we know so much about the sun? People have been studying and tracking the sun for thousands of years. Stonehenge is a monument in England that is over 4,000 years old. Parts of the monument line up with the sun during different times of the year. Over 2,000 years ago, the ancient Chinese studied the sun. They observed sunspots, which are cooler, darker areas of the sun's outer layer. Ancient people who lived in the area that is now Mexico built pyramids to honor and track the sun. The Aztecs and other people followed the path of the sun and created calendars. Hundreds of years ago, people used sundials to help tell time. A shadow on the sundial points to the time of day. Now, scientists use powerful tools to study the sun. NASA launched a spacecraft to gather information about the sun. We can't land on the sun because it's too hot, but we can study it from far away. Remember, you should never look straight at the sun. It can hurt your eyes. Instead, poke a tiny hole in a piece of paper and hold it up to the sun. Don't look through the hole. Cast a picture of the sun on another piece of paper. Anyway, Moby, you should put on sunscreen, or else you'll get sunburned. Uh-oh.
Okay, students, now we're going to listen to a story about the sun. See if there was anything that was similar or the same that we learned in the video. Earth and the sun. Earth, sun, and temperature. Earth is where we live. The sun is a star. It is the star closest to the Earth. It is much bigger than Earth. Earth looks large in this picture, but it is much smaller than the sun. The sun gives off light and heat. Heat from the sun keeps Earth at a temperature that is good for living things. Temperature is how hot or cold something is. The sun here looks like an orange ball. Earth travels around the sun once every year. So the Earth orbits, which means goes in a circle around the sun. So the sun stays still and it's our Earth that moves around it. Oops, 1 second. Log me out. Get right back to it. 1 second, students. There it is. Thank you very much for being patient. We'll just have to get right back to our book. There we go. Okay, much better. Okay, students, so the sun warms. Some days you feel warm when you are outside. The temperature is not too hot or not too cold. The air feels good, right? Those are the type of days when you don't need a heavy, long, or big winter jacket on or boots, right, to stay warm. Some days the sun makes us feel warm. We can wear comfortable clothing. You can do fun things outdoors on a warm, sunny day. Remember to put on sunscreen. Should always have sunscreen to help protect you from the sun. And here we have some families enjoying nice, warm days. Look like some family here picking pumpkins, some family at the beach and protecting themselves from the sun with some sunscreen, and a family just enjoying a day sitting outside. Sunlight makes the air feel warm. Warm days are often sunny days. You can tell it's a sunny day. I see a shadow. And this shadow is from the sun. It shines down on something and creates a shadow on the ground. The sun heats. On some sunny days, sunlight makes the air feel very hot. Too much heat for many days can be a problem. Too much heat from the sun can hurt the ground, plants, and animals. So here it looks like it's very dry, right? I would say this is like a desert where there's not a lot of rain and a lot of sun. It dries stuff out. Not a lot of things can live in the desert because we need sun or we need water, right? Here's a dog. He looks pretty hot. He's panting. He's sticking his tongue out. Dogs do that on hot days, hot, warm, sunny days. Many things can be used to make up for some of that heat. So on a nice sunny day, things that you can do to stay cool, right? Splash in the water. Eat a delicious ice cold ice cream. Or it looks like this little guy has a fan. Just put a nice fan on yourself. It's ways you can cool off on a sunny day. How shade cools. We've talked a lot about shade, right? And what we can use to protect ourselves from the sun. You cannot change the sun to make the air feel less hot, but you can put something between yourself and the sun. Blocking the sun makes shade. You can use tree leaves to make shade, right? We also talked about you could use a hat or sunglasses or even an umbrella to make shade from the sun. When you block the sun, you start to feel cool. You can use plants to block some sunshine. The plants make shade, right? Or even sitting under a tree on a sunny day will provide shade to keep you cool from the sun. People around the world make helpful things to block some sunlight. To stay cool on a hot day, find or make some shade. You can use many different things to make shade when the temperature is too warm. It looks like this family might have a tent. So if it gets too hot or too warm from the sun, they can go inside their tent. And these people are holding umbrellas. It looks like they have some tents over here set up in these two pictures. These are things that would protect from the sun and provide shade. Okay, students, great job. Now what you're going to do is you're going to continue your lesson in class kick. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.